Assalamu alaikum students. Today we will start theorem 10.1.1, and the theorem statement is in any correspondence of two triangles, if one side and any two angles of one triangle are congruent to the corresponding side and angles of the other, then the triangles are congruent. In this theorem we will discuss about the correspondence of two congruent triangles. But what is the meaning of the correspondence? The correspondence, the sign of the correspondence is this, and we will discuss this correspondence by taking one-to-one correspondence. For example, if I'll take this triangle, like for example, if I'll taking A, then I'll take D. If I'll take B, then I'll take E. Same is the case if I'll take C, then I'll take F. If I'm going to take side A, B, then I'll take the side D, E. This is one-to-one correspondence. Now coming back towards the congruent triangles. Congruent words is, for example, if we have two figures or objects and they have exactly the same shape and same size, that figure objects are congruent. So in this statement of the theorem 10.1.1, we will take the one side and two angles to show the correspondence between the two triangles, and then after showing the correspondence we will consider these two triangles that are congruent. Now how we are going to prove this? Again, going towards back the statement is in any correspondence of two triangles, like you can see that we have taken the two triangles, if the statement after the if is, for example, you can say this is if till this comma. I'll be reading the statement, like for example, if one side and any two angles of one triangle are congruent. One side means one side, if I'll be taking this one side and any two angles, and these two angles are congruent to the corresponding side and angles of the other. What does it mean? It's mean that we are going to take the two angles and these two angles. If I'll take B, then I'll take E. If I'll take C, then I'll take F. And one side, and this one is included side. Remember this included side, we will take these three sides and it is given in the statement, and these three things we will be going to write in the given. How? Because the things which are written after if till this comma, you will write in the given statement. For example, triangle ABC is correspondence to triangle DEF. Then we will take this angle B is congruent to angle E, angle C is congruent to angle F, and the side BC is congruent to EF. Now what we will do? After writing given, what we need to prove, we will move towards that. You can see after this, then we will write the statement in a mathematical terms, that is written in words over here. Then the triangles are congruent, means triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. So we need to prove this. After this, we will take one point on triangle DEF, that is point DM. Why? Because we suppose that AB, this AB is not congruent to DE. I'll write AB is not congruent to, this is not sign of not congruent to DE. So I'll take this point M on DE. What does it mean? It's mean that AB is congruent to now ME. If AB is not congruent to DE, so what does it mean? AB is congruent to ME. Then we will join M with E. Why we are going to join M with E? Because we need a triangle. Now now what we will do? We will take the two triangles starting the proof. What is proof basically? Proof is to show the concepts are relating to each other. Basically proof क्या होता है? Proof वो होता है जो हमारे concepts को relate कर रहा होता है with each other. हम इस चीज़ से help लेके इसको proof कर रहे हैं. Like for example, in proof you can see that we have statements and we have reasons. Whatever I am going to write it over here, I'll write down in the statement, in the reasons why we are writing over here. Okay, now starting with in triangle ABC, for example, starting from in triangle ABC, triangle MEF, always start with the constructed triangle. Now you can see this is your first triangle and MEF, this is your constructed triangle, triangle 2. I'll take these two triangles like triangle ABC is correspondence to triangle MEF. After this, what I'll do, AB is congruent to ME. Why? Because I have simply written over here in the construction, मैंने पहले यहाँ पे लिखा था, तो this is again I am writing over here AB is congruent to ME. This is in the construction. The reason why, because we made a construction over here and this is AB is congruent to ME. Then BC is congruent to, first I took this AB is congruent to ME, then BC is congruent to EF. Why? Because it is in the given, you can see. Then angle B is congruent to angle E. This is again, it is given. Clear? And we are writing this first is first equation, second equation and the third equation. Now if I told you that if two sides and one angle is congruent, then what does it mean? The other if in the other triangle same side, corresponding side, means if they are correspondence with each other, then these two triangles are congruent. Clear? Like for example, triangle ABC is congruent to triangle MEF. Why? Because I'll showing you again over here with this blue color. If AB is congruent to ME, this is side, then BC is congruent to EF, this is again the side, and angle E is congruent to angle B, then what does it mean? Two sides and one angle of one triangle, two sides and angle of another triangle are congruent. So we have shown this thing by the proof of side angle side postulate. Why side angle side? Because two side and one angle. You can also write it like side side angle postulate. जो आपको easy लगे, you can write it down. So triangle ABC is congruent to triangle MEF. So, or you can say hence, after showing the correspondence or the congruency of these two triangles, we will conclude what? Angle C is congruent to angle MEF. Why? I'll be showing you again. Angle C, this angle C is congruent to MFE. This was why? Because corresponding angles of a congruent triangle. This is a reason. But we know in the given we wrote angle C is congruent to angle DFE. We can also write like this. Angle C is congruent to angle DFE. Clear? Now after this, when we get this thing, for example, if I'll be writing this angle C is congruent to angle DFE, this was in the given, you can see this was in the given, but the property of transitivity, for example, if I'll say angle C is congruent to angle MFE, angle C is congruent to angle DFE. So both are congruent, angle MFE and angle DFE both are congruent to angle C and angle C. So what does it mean? Angle MFE is congruent to angle DFE. We will prove this. How? Because both congruent to angle C. But when it is possible, it is only possible when M and D are the same points. When M and D are the same point. If M and D are the same points, then what does it mean? It's mean ME is congruent to DE. If they are the same points, means the both sides are same. If you say M is congruent to DE, तो हमने इससे पहले भी एम ई को किसी चीज़ के कॉन्ग्रेंट किया था इन कंस्ट्रक्शन. क्या किया था? एम ई इज़ कॉन्ग्रेंट टू ए बी. हमने कहा था एम ई इज़ कॉन्ग्रेंट टू ए बी. तो यहाँ से फिर वही चीज़ आ गई. इफ़ एम ई इज़ कॉन्ग्रेंट टू डी ई देन एम ई इज़ कॉन्ग्रेंट टू ए बी. तो व्हाट इज़ लेफ्ट? ए बी इज़ कॉन्ग्रेंट टू डी ई. You can see over here. Why? Because it was given in the construction AB is congruent to ME. So in the last, what we will observe from all these things, we will observe that from BC is congruent to EF, this BC is congruent, this BC is congruent to EF. This is one side. इसको भी 1 कह रही हूँ मैं, इसको भी 1. ठीक है. Then third, angle B is congruent to angle E. Angle को मैं 2 कह रही हूँ. And the last one is AB is congruent to DE. This is AB is congruent to DE. This is 3 and 3. What we did? 1 and 1, this is side. Second and second, this is angle. Third and third, this is again side. So by side angle side postulate, we will prove triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. So you can see the side angle side postulate helped us in proving this triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. So this is the proof of the theorem 10.1.1. If you still any query, you can ask from me in the comment box. Thank you, boys.